So then I tried to force it with Lucid, and just trying to taking those emotions over into Lucid. And this is where I still struggle with those with losing. I had like one of my first. So normally, bro, like as crazy as this sounds, I'm pretty calm, I'm collected. I take a loss, but the market was giving me re-entries where I was able to make up those losses. And that was the first night, bro, where I took a loss and my re-entry did not make up the loss,
Yeah.
and that was like a just a poor expectation I had created. So like it's interesting because I had this expectation that I'm doing it. My reentries are making up my losses. Every day is going to be a green day, whether I take a loss or not. But the reality of that particular night, bro, was like I was lost. I was confused. And I should have just accepted it and walked away because then the crazy part is so I get locked out of the account, right? Because it hits like the daily loss limit. Then I come back New York session the next day, and the most beautiful setups had printed,
That
but I
always
couldn't trade
happens
because I was
every
locked
time,
out.
dude.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just same thing, bro. Like the psychology of like I just understanding oh, and then another thing that had messed with my head was I had gotten used to about a week of Asia Open printing like these 20 to 40 point beautiful moves. I would be in and out, done for the rest of the session. And I had created this unrealistic expectation that that's a pattern that could continue. We can't derive patterns from the market. We have to interpret the data of what it gives us, which can be different at any given time is like how I'm surrendering to the markets now. But I had formed this false expectation that, oh, every Asia session, I'm gonna get this beautiful trade. I'm gonna be in and out. And then if I lose, I'm gonna get a beautiful re-entry. So there was like two expectations I created where I thought I was like conquering Asia session. And I should have just walked away, bro. I should have just walked away,
So you
but
were like expecting the market to give you something and it didn't give
I
you.
was.
And
I was.
what I've been trying to do with that is, you know how Scalper, when he's doing the lessons, he draws a line on the chart. This is the past. This is the present. Focus on what the market's showing you now. And
Yeah.
it's hard
Yeah,
to accept that. It's really hard
it
to
is.
accept that sometimes.
Well, and last week too, bro, I let fundamentals get to my head because we came out with the rate hike expectations, geopolitical tensions flared up. So in the midst of that, I was thinking that the pullback was going to be to just sell off further. And bro, literally, it just kept buying even all the way till today.
It's crazy. Well, that's why how I blew my fund a few weeks ago, because it was selling off. I passed the challenge when it was selling off during the Iran war, and then
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way it's just gonna flip bullish for a month straight. So I was trying
Hmm.
to sell, and it just kept going up, and then I kept losing trades, and it just kept going up because it was it
Yeah.
was it was bearish for so long. So like I need to
Hmm.
learn how to adapt to when the market conditions change. And I think that's what makes a real good trader. Like someone like Scalper or Cypress, it doesn't matter what the market conditions are doing. They are following their rules. They're not getting frustrated and they're coming out on top because of it. Like someone like
Hmm.
me, and you or Rodrigo here,
Yeah.
when the market conditions change, we we alter our plan, and I think it
Hmm.
alters our psychology and I think it builds up into getting mad and blowing our accounts. Like I blew my lucid, you blew your lucid. And I think that's a big factor. We need to learn how to adapt to market conditions and trust our plan because the plan works in all market conditions with the information that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that is when you think that the movement is gonna go to one place and we cannot adapt the switch, and we keep in our mind keep thinking, oh no, it's gonna go, and
That's it. Change.
Exactly. Rodrigo, has
Mhm.
anything like you felt held you back? I know you said you took like 9 months off.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm with a 2 years boy and two month boy as well. I'm
Uh,
building the house. A few things in my mind. So
mhm.
um, I'm like a turtle. I know where I'm going, but I took my time. I don't want to desperate because if not, I need to finish a few things before I can put it all my energy in here.
That makes sense. Yeah, take
But
it slow.
the good thing is I've been progressing in a lot of things that keep me down. So for that reason, I'm back here.
That's amazing, dude. I'm glad to hear
And
it.
I don't know. Sometimes I think I need to start to to study more. But when I came to the daily and I see all the progress you do every day, take a lot of time to see all chats.
Yeah. What I
Yeah,
recommend is just start going back and reviewing some of the lessons, like the delta held lessons, um, volume ones, and the ones that he just reviewed, the mitigation lessons, because I think a lot of us in the group are starting to transition mainly to the T charts, like the 80T and the 40T.
yeah,
And
definitely.
those charts break up so much of the noise because there's not a lot of wicks on those charts. It's just
Hmm.
it's incredible how well those charts are designed. I really recommend reading the delta held ones, like I said, and the mitigation lessons to just get back into it.
Yeah, yeah, appreciate. I'm already done the delta ones. Now I start with the basis uh, again. So I taking my time. The truth is, I should start to put to use my cell phone to watch it and came back again to all the stuff that came in through our eyes,
Exactly. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
and
repetition and other things.
whatever you're going through, Rodrigo, just like I encourage you to share it in chat because like me personally, like we're all in different areas and stuff, but the best thing that's helped me grow personally, aside from just like my own studies, is like communicating with everybody, So like we don't know where you're exactly at in your studies. I'll just like if I could show you my progress, it's like a crazy spiral. Like I did like full loops and circles and then I backtracked on stuff, So it's like regardless of wherever you're at, like I personally I always learn from communicating with others and I don't mind hopping in and like if you share what you're going through, bro, like everything's a lesson for me, and I'm sure Jamie and others, like if we see your stuff, it's just I think we could grow better together, so like we'll be able to understand where you're at, you can understand where we're at. Um and everybody's in their own journey, so just regardless of where you feel you're at, bro, just I encourage you to just share that in chat, we can all kind of help each other out or go over lessons or just talk about things. So
Appreciate, Brody. I know it, the group is like that. I know. Appreciate.
Yeah,
yeah,
sure. You want
And
to,
uh, and it's amazing how fast you have been growing. I mean, a lot of determination, and it's beautiful to see your progress, both of you.
oh, thank you.
thanks.
Yeah, thank you, thank
It's
you.
coming. It's coming. And I feel you on having, you said you have the 2 month old. Like I have, my daughter's 9 months and I was trading so well like a year ago. And then as soon as I have to like hold a baby and trade, it feels impossible.
You have 15 minutes, and then you are in there. But it's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's beautiful. I accept this part of my life, and I take it.
Yeah, for sure. It's amazing. You want to share your trade?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's see.
I like made a new
So,
rule where I'm not trading Asia. Every time I've blown my account, like 90% of the time it's during Asia. Because I get so frustrated by the little like dinky moves and stuff. I just can't. So I'm never trading Asia again. I know some people do super well.
Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I primarily trade Asia now because my tilts, the pattern, bro, I've noticed is always at work during New York when I don't have order flow. So I actually flipped my narrative. I'm like, you know what? Even honestly, bro, even if it only gives me 10, 15 points, I'll take it. Like I'm just learning to I've been listening to a lot of Jesse Livermore, and like one of the things he talks about is he says every stage of growth begins with surrender. So I just surrendered, bro. I was like, you know what? Like the pattern consistently is my worst tilts are at work during New York. And I was like, you know what? The data has shown me that in the majority of those trades that I took to get to those most recent payouts with Apex was during Asia. So I was like, if I could just be patient, and New York was confusing me in recent times because I had those expectations that kept letting me down. And then I kept thinking, oh, we're going to sell because we're in a rate hike narrative and this and that and whatnot. So for me, actually going into Asia gives me, it's been giving me that clarity of like, okay, New York's going to do what it does, but that kind of helps set the tone for me entering Asia. And then just being okay with what the market gives. Like tonight, bro, I don't feel any urge to keep trading. It's like my sole focus in recent times has been how can I protect my capital. And so like right now it's like, okay, I already had a good trade. I did back test a trade that I can show you guys as well, but I didn't take that on the actual accounts. Um, and it's just like I just am like, you know what? Like one of my biggest vices, bro, like you were sharing earlier, has been aside from the emotions that came up from like not getting paid and all that, is just I keep finding myself trying to force the process still. And so, one of the things that I'm trying to do in the upcoming days is how can I slow the process down for me? And if I'm confused at all, I'm just gonna call it. Like I'm not gonna even attempt to trade the session. Um, I'm just gonna because part of what pulled me out of my game too was, you start to get comfortable. I was trading M3 solely, I was only looking for M3s. But last week we had a period of like 3 days, bro, where I didn't get any clean M3s. It was just doing like Model Ones and taking off and trying to force that payout because I was so close, bro. But trying to
Yeah.
force it, I stepped out of my plan, exactly like what you were talking about. I wasn't seeing M3s, so I thought I could trade like Model Ones. And as we know, Model Ones, like those continuations tend to get broken. Um, Another thing was for about a week, Model 3s were playing out on like the 5 and the 1 minute. But if you look at structure last week, they were doing like 15-minute time frame static base retests. So I was trying to trade Model Ones on these ranges and then just getting destroyed because price would come retest like the 15-minute time frame static base. And so it was just a failure on my part to surrender, which is what I've been trying to work on, and accept the data. Like if and I didn't put that cap on it because I couldn't accept that I was wrong. So I didn't cap myself and say, okay, you know what? I've lost 3 trades. I'm not making smart choices at this point and just walk away. So like to combat that, I guess, like what you were sharing is my strategy going into this next week is if I'm confused at all, I'm just not going to trade. If I attempt to take a re-entry and I lose it, I'm walking away because it's just insane how beautiful the setups are when you come back another day if you're able to trade it. But these last few times, I noticed that I couldn't trade those beautiful setups like the next day or the next session because I was locked out of my account. So just protecting capital, like I just remind myself, like, what do I have to do to protect capital? And I know that's the right choice, even if it sucks with my ego. It's just like, okay, let me just take a step back but so really it comes down to more of understanding myself and when I'm not in an optimal state to trade with my mentality structure. Um, so I actually this week I plan on trading less than last week just to see. Um, so real quick, let me share
I think I
this.
have to accept it.
Okay.
Oh, okay, you did. Okay, perfect.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so right now this is the 40T chart that I have up. Um, so let me go to this. Okay. Can you guys see my PA chart here too?
Yeah, yeah. Now I can.
Okay.
I think you just switched to it, like your like trading view style chart.
Oh, okay, okay. Let me see.
So I saw your Sierra chart for a bit, then you switched screens.
Okay, cool. Okay, so this is my price action chart. So just to show you guys the base that I was interested in was this candlestick. I know it's crazy long, but it was this bearish candlestick because this was like the last accumulation that printed. And then, price came up. But I was already bullish entering this session.
Wait, is that the
And
gap?
I was, yeah, this is the
Oh,
gap right
boy,
here.
dude. I haven't looked at the
Yeah,
charts yet.
yeah, no, no. So entering the session, yeah, we had this crazy gap, but we blasted through like three sell dark pools.
Good.
And so my reason for looking for a trade, which I took it somewhere, I want to say it was maybe like over here somewhere. Um, so I'll show you 40T. I'll go back to 40T. So we came into that accumulation zone, which was like right here in terms of candlestick structure. And I didn't think we were bearish. So I was looking to take bullish confluences. So what happened is my biggest concern is when we start getting sell mitigations here against the position I'm looking for, horizontal line like this. Like there's this mitigation right here. But what I saw was even though we had like a sell M3 right here, I was looking for buys, right? So I wanted to see if this base, which was in that PA chart accumulation zone, this buy base right here, if this could support price action. And so we get the first mitigation right here. We get another bearish candlestick. But then when I came down to 10T, because I saw this candlestick come down and it was respecting this initial buy base on 40T. So I went to 10T. So this is what I saw on 10T. So this was this entire range right here, like this bullish leg was that first candlestick close that mitigated bullish on 40T. And then this downswing from this candlestick to down here was that bearish candlestick close. But then notice how, so I ended up taking my entry here. And the reason why is because this was the candlestick wick going back to 40T. So this candlestick wick right here, this was essentially a retest right here, this wick. And I saw this trap seller start to form and push price up. So I'm entering this with like a bullish mind state. But what I wanted to see was a structure shift on 10T. So even though price BOS down here, it broke structure to the downside, I still saw this 10T This is essentially like accumulation, breakout, and retest over here. And then here's the structure shift on 10T that I wanted to see. So we get line right here. So here's the delta held on 10T right here. And we break like two resistances, one, two, right here. Now I like base retest personally myself. So when price pulls back into this base, what I was looking at was can we mitigate and then can we get confirmation of mitigation? So what I mean by confirmation of mitigation, this right here is not enough for me to take a buy trade because how many times have we seen mitigation, just one candlestick, and then it just breaks through? So confirmation of mitigation for me personally is I want to see a push up, a retest, and a fresh mitigation. So this is confirmation like this. So here's the retest of this base after we have this structure shift to the left. I was, and I took this one just a little late because I wanted to see an aggressive push up afterwards. So right here, this would normally be your ideal entry. So this is confirmation to me. I don't like to just take that first mitigation because also from here, this high to this mitigation, this is bearish order flow. So I'm looking to see if this overall structure shift to the left can show support from buyers. So for me, we get one mitigation. I want to see a push up, a retest, and then another mitigation. So that's my confirmation that I like to look for to show that this retest is actually holding. Ideally, I'd like to see it break resistance over here, but this was good enough for me. So what I was waiting for is I like to see if this next candlestick, or in this circumstance, these two candlesticks can push with aggressive buyers. And so the reason I ended up taking my entry right here is because after I got confirmation here, I see an aggressive buyer right here. And then I hesitated truthfully in that exact moment. I saw this candlestick push down, but then I saw all these trapped buyers form, and that was all I needed to see. So I took the buy here at like 32.9. And now all I was looking for is I'm not sweating. So my stop loss personally to start was here because this is the base overall that's supporting the entire structure shift. And I've seen it where price comes down and it either respects this or it does a final retest of this overall base. So like it could come back and if I just draw this line over, come back and do that. So I didn't go break even after this external break of structure right here. But once I saw this external break of structure, at least on 10T, that's telling me that this momentum is actually holding from this base right here. Um, and in terms of management, I'm not really stressing when price pulls back like this because we have an external break of structure. And what I'm looking for after this external break of structure, ideally this confirmation retest should hold price action. So really what I was looking to see if I was going to close the trade out before it came back down here even. It never did that, so I'm not sure what my thoughts would have been. But I was looking to see if price could hold this confirmation, which it did. So then we got another mitigation with this buy signal, and then I just kept holding. I just kept holding. And going back to price action, uh,
Beautiful trade.
right here. Um, I just held the trade. Well, the way it was is I started following price action. So what Scalper says you can do is let's just say TP1 was I don't know like like right here. Let's just say TP1 was right here. All I do is I start following these 1 minute structures. So I'm moving my stop loss in profits like this. And then after this structure formed, I saw this as like a Model 3. So I let price continue up, and then I just move my trade up like this. And then I just keep following structure. So now I'm in profits all the way up here. So like I'm just following these 1 minute structures. And then I keep my eye on 40T. So going back to 40T, after this external break of structure, this gave me overall confidence to stay in because when you're looking at this chart, we now have a higher time frame Model 3, which the higher time frame Model 3. So I'm looking for manipulations, continuations, but I'm also trying to be realistic if price goes against me. But overall, this is what 40T formed right here. So this gave me the overall confidence to believe that price could possibly give a even better run like this. So this is overall a Model 3. And then we get the one up, one down right here, which is usually momentum. And so I wanted to see how this one up, one down pushed. So I pretty much followed structure all the way up to here. This is where I ended up ultimately getting stopped out on 1 minute structure. So where that was at was it was like right here. So I ended up getting stopped out like right here because I had my stops in profits. Because now I'm following 1 minute time frame ranges, right? So higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So this is where my new stop loss was. And then price came and just took me out. Which normally I would have had it like below this, but at this point, like what I'm learning is just don't get greedy. Like if this is already like an extra 30 points more than I could have in a million years hoped for, I'm just gonna be trailing very tightly because anything at that point is a gift. Um, and then I took this. This is the back test that I took right here, just a very simple scalp. And where this one came from is this is like a textbook Model 3 right here. So we get the sweep of these previous lows, but what makes this proper manipulation is from the sweep of these lows, we get an external break of structure here. So this is a buy M3. So this overall structure tells us that from this point, buyers are in control. And ideally, where I drew this base out right here, this point should not break as price goes to the right. So this is the point of control for buyers right here. This is where probably the largest passive buyer sits in terms of price action. So then how I back tested this was this is the 1 minute candlestick, right? And I like base retest personally. So I see price tap into this base with this candlestick right here. It barely taps this 1 minute base. I didn't really look at 40T for this one. I mean, I did see all this stuff, right? So I knew this is right here. This is the buy M3 40T base, but I went to my main focus was 10T. And so what I was looking for on that one, right here, here's that entry. So this is where I got stopped out with that first trade. And from this second trade right here, this is the position we're now looking at from this Model 3 continuation. So I didn't chase this entry because again, I'm looking for confirmation that buyers are going to hold. And for this one, this is what confirmation looks like for me. So if we go to structure here, so over here was like the 1 minute candlestick right here. This is like the 1 minute candlestick. So again, we get mitigation. we get the first mitigation inside that 1 minute candlestick. And one thing that Scalper had told me in the past is if we're going to get those mitigations, they'll usually be inside anywhere inside that 1 minute candlestick. So I wasn't worried about this break of structure or this bearish order flow, guys, because I have the overall continuation to tell me that this is worth taking the risk. And so all I did for was look for confirmation that buyers were mitigating from inside that 1 minute base candle. And that looks like this. So I see this mitigation. I see this next mitigation. We start getting bullish breaks of structure out of that 1 minute buy base candlestick. And then this is where I chose to take my entry. So even though this candlestick right here broke this previous mitigation, I saw trapped sellers, aggressive buyers in this candlestick, and then aggressive buyer in this candlestick. So I took my entry as soon as this one closed. And then same thing. I wasn't sweating too much on this pullback because this pullback did come below my initial entry. But the reason why is because the logic that I had was going back to structure. If these mitigations are actually going to hold from this 1 minute buy base, I'm willing to take a loss like right here. And my target, very simple, is just the external high. And the reason why is because if this is a true Model 3 buy continuation, they're going to attack the external high. And I wasn't trying to get greedy and chase price any further. This was just a back test anyways. But one of the easiest targets we can target is an external high or a low from a Model 3 entry, if price is going to continue. So that's why I closed my trade out here at this high. And then on this pullback, all I wanted to see is, does this base candle right here, which we initially got the initial reaction from of the overall buy base on the 1 minute time frame, can this candlestick hold? And if I got stopped out and then price came in deeper, this is one of those trades where you can look for a re-entry as long as price doesn't break this buy base. So if I had gotten stopped out, I would just look for a re-entry as long as if price reformed like buy confluences that buyers were willing to hold this base. Because sometimes you take an entry like I did here, but you get stopped out after it breaks this first reaction point, only to come deeper into base and then take off from there. So that's where risk to reward comes in. But my overall confluence for this back test was this Model 3. And so this one just happened to play out on this particular day, but I will share that I have been stopped out in the past, only for it to just go a little bit deeper. And then it reprints the same confluences like buy delta held on the 10T. And then I just look for that confirmation that buy delta held is going to hold and mitigate.
Those are good trades, man. It's
Yeah.
good stuff.
So yeah, that one I held through the pullback, and then I had my TP set here at like I don't know why it closed me out there, but I was trying to target the top of this wick right here at like 471, but it closed me out here at like 470.
I gotta start really working on what you were going over with the Model 3 that broke to the downside, but then you noticed it broke to the upside again. And then your patience to wait for another mitigation after that Model 3. That was just really impressive. Like, I need to definitely get better at that.
Are you talking about for this one or for the
the second one? So
this
like,
one? Yeah.
When you saw this, oh crap, it's moving. When you saw this Model 3, so sometimes I would think, okay, it's breaking structure, it's going to go down. But then this one, a Model 3, maybe they're sweeping more, trapping more buyers. But then you waited for this to happen. Like that's what I need
Oh,
to do. Like because I would think because this is my like psychology playing with me. I was thinking like, they already ran a lot, you know, they're starting to break down here with this Model 3, and then they want to just get a little bit more because you know when they sell every time they do a Model 3. So I would think maybe we're going to start selling, but the thing is, what saved you, which I need to work on, is you waited for this. That's what you waited for, which I need to do, like really bad, because I would have got caught in the wrong direction. You know what I mean?
yes, yeah,
I
yeah,
trade way better when it's like a continuation range. Like you're very good at the Model 3
oh,
manipulation stuff, and I do way better when it comes to like a continuation range, like Model 1s and stuff. So I really need to work on that.
And also the
yeah,
thing that you think that the train is gonna go over.
Yeah, yeah. And then I just get nervous, and so I got to work on that, and I got to work on like you pointed out that you're okay taking the loss because if it breaks that area, then you're wrong, you know? And
yeah,
that's when
yeah,
your long-term trusting your plan works because over 1,000 trades, you're going to be profitable.
yeah, yeah. Well, in this one too, I think a part of it comes to what I still struggle with, bro, is literally just trusting the data.
Mhm.
Like for this was like more A plus than the one that I took down here, actually, believe it or not. But where trusting the data comes in is like in the past, I'm not gonna lie, I would see a gap like this and be like, there is no way price keeps going up. Like there's no way. But then when I see something like this, bro, right here, this Model 3, and what makes this one a little bit more significant is usually, so this right here is an internal buy delta held. If we just look at this sweep and this breaker structure, but then overall it leads to a buy M3 on this higher time frame. So we're continuing up. So what I've been trying to tell myself in terms of trusting the data is like I know that like in the past I would have been telling myself there's no way we keep going up. There's just no way. But the data right here tells us that they just manipulated to continue to push price up. And ideally, if we are going to want to take a trade from this overall continuation, we want this first pullback. So whatever this first pullback is going to be after this external break of structure, because the external break of structure is what tells you that buyers from this base candle that I marked off with this box right here, they're in control from this point. So we really shouldn't be looking at areas of interest if we're going to take a scalp. Um, and are just trusting the data or the process. And if we're wrong, then just take the invalidation, sit on our hands for another time, which I'm still working on daily, um, below this base candle. Because this is the continuation to tell us that buyers still want to push price up. And that's where at least that's what I'm working on. Like now, if we were to take scalps anywhere up this leg, the risk to reward becomes less probable. Like now that we're out of this last formed continuation, like if we go to the 5 minute, what's it look like? So 5 minutes still is not as clean. But now like this is an extended range. Like let's see what the 15 looks like. So we just have accumulations on the 15. But any one of these could be a base that they pull back to retest to continue price up. But the reason I didn't and it's not even the crazy part, guys, is not even so much that I trust myself because I still have doubts about myself and insecurities that I'm working through. But it's just after seeing a structure shift like this so many times, because I trade primarily the M3, it's literally just looking for this first retest or the retest that gets me as close to this overall continuation and then looking for those mitigations. Like you were saying, Jamie, like I just wait for confirmation that mitigations are holding, and then I just fire the trade off, like which I'm getting really good at doing that part, but I'm still struggling with accepting losses and walking away. So it's kind of an interesting chapter for me because it's like I'm okay, I'm getting good at firing the trade off if it comes not so much because I trust myself, but because I've seen how the data plays out over time, or I'm starting to, and I'm grasping the power of what can like it's survival is what I'm realizing. Like if we can survive long enough through our mistakes to see it to the other side, if as we keep trading our edge, we will see. And what I'm starting to see is the edge keeps us alive. Like it scales the account. Maybe you break even on the second day, but if you keep trading the system, maybe it takes 2 or 3 days to come back from a loss, whatever the case may be, because maybe one day you get 5 points, the next 10, the third day 40, you know. It's so for me it's just survival. And like in terms of survival, is just when I see overall continuation like this, just trust the plan. It's like Cypress X 2.0, you know, where he had us build that list of confluences. That's all I'm looking for because the list of confluences for me is like M3 and then look for mitigations that show support on the retest. And then just take the trade. And if I'm wrong, and this is the part that I'm still working on daily, but if I'm wrong, then I just need to learn to walk away. Because
100%.
then the next day it prints like these rippers, like 40, 50, 60 point trades, but now I'm forced to sit on my hands because I couldn't walk away from a loss, you
Yeah, I
know?
think that's what everybody does. Well, a lot of people that are struggling to get to that next level is we have the plan, we have the best confluences that the internet could provide, you know, with Scalper and Cypress's teachings, is we, especially me, need to learn how to walk away and not blow up our accounts. Like if I can just, every challenge that I have blown was almost 99% of the time is because I got frustrated and blew up my account. Like that's literally it. And if I would have just said, I'm done for the day, it's okay. I lost 2 trades in a row, 3 trades in a row. I'm done. I just didn't understand what was going on. Almost every single time that day, I didn't know what was going on. The next day, I come back, easy trades, just easy as crap. Because, like, you know, we're still in the learning phase and we haven't seen everything that the market gives. You know what I mean? So if you don't know what's
Yeah.
going on, you need to walk away because we have the skill, but we blow up. Like you've gotten payouts, I haven't. I've been one trade from a payout twice, and I was chasing that shit and got
Hmm.
that, blew it up. And I think Lane blew up his account the same day you did, and I think he was
Yeah.
$40 away from a payout or something like that. Like it's just
Yeah.
like you said before, we need to slow down. The markets aren't going anywhere. The harder you push, the harder the market pushes back. And when we can
Yeah.
learn to accept that, it, it's gonna just come, you know. And I'm praying. Like I just bought. I simmed for 3 weeks trying to just do one trade setup, which sometimes I veer from the plan. The past 3 weeks, I 95% of the days I was in the green on sim. So that shows it works. And I'm just praying and I'm trying to stay super calm. I bought a challenge today. I'm gonna try tomorrow and just I'm trying to just go in there and focus on like stay calm. That's literally all I have to do. Like and
Hmm.
it'll be gold. So
The harder part, I think, is that you don't have to trade. You
yeah,
only,
yeah,
Yes.
like you want to
Yeah.
trade every single day. Like there's got to be like some days I think I need to do that. That's actually a good rule. Like there's going to be at least 1 or 2 days a week. I don't care. I got at least I can sim. I can't use my challenge because I think that would train patience maybe.
you can sit and watch. And sometimes you think you know what you are doing is
Mhm.
what you say, and you fuck off, and the next day you you realize of watching
Yeah.
that the price go where you want to go. That one thing that Cypress I seen from Cypress is that he is a buyer, but not now, but I mean last year when I was, and he know that that is his potential. So he waits in the
Mhm.
place that he want to buy. And this is
Mhm.
something beautiful because you don't mix up in the trying to trade up and down.
Dude, that's so true. That's so true. Learn how to sit on your hands. Like, I need to do that too because I always want to be in the freaking market. As soon as the market, as soon as New York opens, like, oh shit, it's moving. You gotta enter a trade. So it's just
Yeah.
about adapting. But I think uh I think this has been a really good call. Like I said, I can't be on too long. It's getting really late.
Yeah, no worries, bro.
And I'm sorry about not doing a call for the past like 2 weeks. Because I've been, doing all this stuff to my land. But yeah, I think that was great. We're gonna do some more of these. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
I want to hopefully more people will start joining. I know it's really hard with the time zones. That's what just makes it awful. And everybody's busy. Everybody's got kids and jobs and chaos. But yeah, it's a blessing to talk to you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we'll do it more, and I hope you all have a good night. I'm gonna try to upload this. Sorry to like cut it short and everything.
Not even. I definitely received a lot of benefits, bro. This, I'm just I have my vices, and it's so nice to hear that we all are struggling from either similar or even if it's something different. But it's just makes me
Yeah,
feel like I have a group that understands what we're going through.
exactly. And that's why I wanted to start these like kind of like psychology Zoom calls because most people only post their wins and people I think it's like an ego thing. People don't want to talk about their bad trade days or any of this because I think they feel like less of themselves or something like I don't know what it is. But after
Mhm.
like talking to quite a few people now, like we're all suffering from almost the same exact issues. That's the craziest
Yeah,
part. And if we
yeah.
can as a group come together and try to crack this code. You have to do individual work, obviously, but like I think we
Hmm.
can help each other, like we said before. So
Yeah,
yeah, like I hope you have like a blessed evening, guys. And we'll continue
yeah.
on
No,
with
thank
this
you.
for
Yep,
sure. I'll see you
yep.
later. Nice to talk to you,
Yeah,
Rodrigo,
I'll
too.
catch you guys later. Yep, take it
Nice
easy,
to be
guys.
here.
Yeah, CP.